move on. We got a few more stories to get to. Okay, so we're still talking about Dynamite, October 10th. Another thing that happened, a couple more things, was Powerhouse Hobbs didn't squash Chris Jericho, but basically just beat him clean and good. So I think some people were skeptical about whether Jericho would just do the job for Hobbs, but he did. So he took the L. And what do you think about that, Vlad? Is that Chris Jericho doing a good job for the Utes here in AEW, or what?
Yeah, I would say he's done a couple of jobs. The only guy he didn't want to do a job for is Sammy Guevara, but everybody else he did a job for lately. I'm indifferent about this. Obviously, I'm not really hot on this whole angle. I'm a fan of Hobbs. I want him to do well. This is probably the best position he's been put into, being with Don Callis, but still, or being part of that whole family, I guess. But it's still, I don't know. I still don't think they know what they're doing with him. And I guess good that Jericho's doing some jobs. I think it would be great if Jericho took a break and went on tour and, for a while. I think that would be even better, personally. But if he's going to be around, at least he could put some guys over, I guess.
Yeah, Robert, any thoughts on this? On Chris Jericho losing to Powerhouse Hobbs clean?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've ever seen Chris Jericho get completely destroyed like this, where he couldn't even get any offense in. It kind of reminded me of several years ago in a SummerSlam, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and John Cena got completely kind of like this. Got just completely destroyed by Brock Lesnar. I guess it was just to establish how dominant Brock Lesnar has become, and so I think they're kind of just doing the same thing here. They want to show how strong Powerhouse Hobbs is, and establish the Don Callis family as being like a legitimate threat to the company. So
if they actually set him up to look like a powerhouse, then okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll see if it actually leads anywhere. But,
you're right, because they've tried this so many times with him, and they always go to something really dumb later. So we'll just wait and see, because they've tried this numerous times with Hobbs, and it usually leads to nothing. So let's see if this leads to something.
Yeah, and the whole Don Callis story of him feuding with Jericho and Omega is kind of falling flat for me. Like when I'm planning these shows and I'm planning the stories and angles that we actually want to discuss, since we have a limited amount of time, like the Don Callis stuff hasn't really been getting on our show, because I like him. I've liked him in recent times. I think some of the early promos when he was starting to get a lot of heat on him from the crowd was really cool and really funny. But I think it's the whole storyline of him really wanting to kill Omega and anyone Omega loves, and it's like I'm kind of over it. I don't really care. But that's the only issue I'm having with this Hobbs thing. But overall, I like it. I like them trying to make him look good over Jericho. Of course, that's good. Better than Jericho winning. But okay, it's another wait and